So, I was on Reddit today looking through posts and stuff, and I was thinking there was this post that made me think, oh hey, uh, something about NA and Asia. I totally forgot what the post was, honestly. But something made me think, why is Asia and EU a better esports community or have better players and teams than the US? So that made me look into a couple things and just a couple of Google searches. And there's just a couple things I want to focus on. So, uh, the first thing I immediately did was I looked at population. And I'm just going to pull up those tabs again real quick. It's possible that population is not the reason for it. It can just be like players are generally better, but if you think about it, if you throw out every other factor, if you have 100 apples and or if you pick this analogy is destroying me right now. If I pick 10 apples from the apple tree and you pick 100, it's more likely that you will get more non-rotten apples than I will. Because you have more of a chance. You have more apples than me. It's the same thing with players. Let's say there's... Here, let me actually pull up the facts real quick, okay? In the US, 2014, there were 318.9 million people living in the US. That's a lot of people. But in Europe in 2014, there are 508 million people and a half in 2015. And that's good, but when it comes to Asia, there are 4.427 billion people in Asia. And sure, again, as I said, the Apple analogy, it's possible that you have all 100 apples be rotten, but in the end, the probability of you having better players is significantly increased by your population. And that's fine, but what really cuts the cake is if you go on Gosu Gamer, or Gosu Gamer, yeah, that was right, and go to generally any ranking, and you can see that there is so little US predominant in the scene. And we already knew that, but something that is kind of all of this is actually kind of just a theory, but if you look at League and uh, Heroes, which are two popular MOBAs, uh, you still have the US so far off. And of course, you need 5 players for that, but if you go to Hearthstone, for example, there are more people, or US people, playing, or I guess I'm going to say North America, because I'm going to include Canada and stuff too, but US is more predominant in Hearthstone, and a theory I have for that, or not more predominant than Europe and Asia, but bigger than NA teams in League and Heroes. But I would say, because Hearthstone would take one person, Heroes and League takes 5 people and subs. So minimum 5 people, let's just say. So that's 4 more people that you need to form a team. And that just makes me feel like that it proves my point a little bit more. it says, oh hey, here are Hearthstone, that they require less people to be in the scene. So you're saying that we have more of a chance because we have more people. Like I said, you have if you use the apple analogy for heroes in League, it's like, how about every 5 apples in a row to be rotten or not rotten? It's the same thing. You have less of a chance. It's just you go into the million scale, you go into the billion scale, and it just goes like that. It's kind of just statistics. But, anyways, I feel like that proves the theory a little bit, but it's not that convincing. I kind of realize it's not the most convincing thing, because again, there's all these factors, but in the end, I feel it does come down to that. But let's move on from that and go on to my next point. My next point is here. Go on Google right now. You're probably on your browser or something. Look up esports. Uh, esport. I'm trying to type this in. Esports EU in 3 separate tabs. Esports US and Esports Asia. And look. Just look at what comes up. And the top pages for Esports US is US. This is the second most one. US esports market to generate record 175 million 2016. And then down a little bit more, there's big players enter $747 million esports market. Doesn't that ring a bell for anybody? Now, if it doesn't, look at the other 2 tabs that you have, okay? So, just, if you look at Esports EU, because that's the one I'm on, okay, when I looked this up before, there was conventions about EU, but right now there's all this stuff about where spring finals are going for LOL, or the schedules for League. Same thing. Shush. Okay. There's Leaguepedia up there, all of which are showing that the esports community is accepted in EU. Rather, in US, those 2 alone are showing that esports are still in development, are still being accepted in the US. And then go to the Asia tab. The first one I see, China and Asia are driving a booming global esports market. That is the first thing you see. And it's known that Asia is the better competitor. I mean, I'm gonna try to kind of prove that right here in this video, but the thing is, if you just look at what is showing up, US esports are still trying to be proven, still gaining that reputation, and only recently is it showing on same sports on TV and stuff, and that's fine and all, but people aren't accepting esports for what it is in the US. Rather than in EU and Asia, it's fine, they're doing great. And I feel that hurts. some chances. Because in a way, in the US, it's looked down upon. Some people look down upon esports. And sure, it's not a sport. Sure, it doesn't use physical activity. But it uses more mental capacity. It shows teamwork more than anything else. Except, like, I mean, not that, but compared to sports, it's. I don't think, in my personal opinion, esports deserves to be called a sport due to its definition. But that's why it's called esports. And how I look at it is esports, instead of having it be physical capacity, it measures your physical capacity. It measures more of your mental capacity. And that's just how I look at it. That E at the front of sports shows that you're better in mental capacity, in terms of mental capacity, rather than physical capacity. And that's fine. I think, I mean, I've participated in esports a little bit, and I think that's fine. I don't see why that can't be accepted as a thing. But some people don't see it being serious. Some people don't respect it for what it is. And that's why these things are out there. Some of these things have to be out there. That's why these are the top picks. Because these people have to see that, oh yeah, it's profitable. Oh, it's not just this little thing that, oh, these kids can play video games and gain money. It's more than that. And yeah, that's basically the whole point in that part. Okay, and so let's go on to the next topic: viability. And this can just be the whole reason why, but I don't think so. I really don't. Some people may argue, let's say that in esports, in Asia, there's these things called PC bangs where you go in, you pay to play on computer, these games and all that. And then in EU and US, those aren't a very big thing. I think I saw an article on about it for EU, but in US, I know it definitely isn't really a thing. And sure, that might be a reason why Asia is predominant, but I feel like everybody has something they can go in with. I mean, even for Hearthstone, if you really wanted to, you could go on your phone and go like that. It's not hard, and I'm pretty sure if you're watching this video, you have a computer. I'm pretty sure. I mean, say not because it's not confirmed, but if I think most families have a computer that they can do it with. And this goes back to what I just discussed and how it's not respected. If you have, I mean, this is an imaginary thing I've just come up with, but if you're in a family and you, let's say you only have one computer, you want to enter the esports scene, but your family likes sports. I mean, granted, you'll probably like sports too, but it's just imaginary world, okay? Your family, you probably don't want to always take up the computer. You probably don't always want to be the one to not watch the sports on Sunday or football on Sunday. And it's looked down upon sometimes. I mean, not always. It's getting better, but compared to EU and Asia, it is looked down upon. Esports? And I just see that as a problem. I feel like it needs its own respect. I mean, it's not the same as sports, but as I said, it measures your mental capacity more. Also, by the way, if chess counts as a sport, esports does too. Cough, cough. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. Of course, I can be wrong. Again, it's just a theory. There's not too much fact to it, but I feel that what I said is true. I mean, if I'm wrong, put it in the comments section. If you have something to add, if you have something to say, or better reasoning, let's go ahead and post it in the comics. Comics? Yeah, make a comic about it. Uh, no. Make a comment about it, and just discuss about it. And yeah, I know this is a new type of video on my channel, but uh, I just wanted to kind of say it and explain, I guess, my reasoning behind why that's the case, and kind of an issue that kind of needs to get resolved. Sure, it's not esports isn't a sport. I mean, there's a lot of arguments saying it is. I mean, I'll get into that another day, and maybe my opinion will change, but it's just that I feel like esports has to be more accepted, and it doesn't get the respect it needs to be predominant. And yeah, again, it's just a theory, but what can you do? It's what I think. Again, I don't know. I'm just repeating myself. But you know, thanks for watching this video, going through kind of my ramblings a little bit, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like it, subscribe, like, that'd be nice. I don't have very many of those, but who knows? Um, no. Thanks for watching.